Ella?
So how did you balance schoolwork and acting?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's something actually that one of the things I struggled with the most, is just the time management. So when I was 12, I'll give you an example. I was on a 10-week shoot for a mini series called Pinocchio, and I was playing Pinocchio, and so I was on set every single day. And with child welfare laws, I could only work a maximum of 12 hours a day in Italy, which was the country we were shooting in. So I had to do 12 hours of shooting, and then somehow managed to fit 3 hours of schoolwork a day on top of that over 10 weeks, and I was 12 years old. So it suddenly became a lot, and for me, all I wanted to do was act. All I wanted to do was get in front of the camera and my studying was my lines. I was learning, and there was so many lines because I'm in almost every scene for this thing. And my poor tutor was trying so hard to get me interested in maths and chemistry, and I was like, I've got to think about the next scene, because whenever I had a break, it wasn't a break. It was, okay, great, he has 15 minutes where he can quickly, do some equations so we can put that on the timesheet. So it really became a massive chore, and I did not enjoy it. So that was one of the most difficult things with school. The production has an obligation to to have you study. Otherwise they're not allowed to have you, basically. But the most important thing I ever did was commit to my studying and commit to my schooling. After Once Upon a Time, for instance, I took 6 months off to finish my schooling after shooting, because it was my final year and I needed to graduate, and I valued that, and because of my experience of having so much time out of school, I felt like I really needed to just be there for the crucial moments, to take those exams and to take it seriously. And as grueling as that was, as much as I didn't really want to do it, I did it, and now looking back, it was the best decision I ever made. So keep your studies at the forefront of your mind, even if you don't want to do it. It's a small sacrifice to make, and the busier you are, the better you're going to be. So if you get into a position where I got into, where you're shooting non-stop and then doing school, just tackle it head on, because you're good enough to do it. And with the right mindset, you can take it on, no problem. So
the other thing I would just add to that is that acting and your schoolwork are not mutually exclusive. The more you can learn about the world, about history, about every part of it, about human behavior, about emotion, about winning, about losing, about politics, everything that you can get your brain to absorb, you should, because Robbie will tell you that one script, he's playing a young male android. The next thing, it's set in the 18th century. The next thing is set in South America or whatever. One of the things that often, if you get very good actors and you hear them talking in interviews, you tend to go, wow, they're really intelligent. If you listen to Meryl Streep or Tom Hanks or anybody that's at the top of the tree, they're normally really smart people. It's no accident that they're the best in the world at acting, because they're also very good at going around the world and absorbing stuff. So it's so important that, as Robbie said, don't think, oh, I just want to act, I don't want to do schoolwork. Now, math doesn't necessarily help you as an actor, but it's about teaching your brain to absorb information quickly, how to work out problems quickly. Math can be applied to acting. Geography can be applied to history, certainly, English, certainly. So, be passionate about your studies, because it will lend itself to being passionate about your schoolwork too. Who has the next question for Robbie?